the phone. Oops, I hope y'all can see me okay. Oh my. What did I do? Okay. See, I'm charging my phone when I wanted to go live. See, I thought I could do it like this. And oh my. Dang nabbit. Hey everybody. Listen, I apologize if this phone fall. I really hope it won't, but anywho, you guys, happy Wednesday. I did a reading, well, a video already. I just gotta upload it. Let me scoot over here a little bit so y'all can see me. I'm something different. So yeah, I'm just like I said, I'm doing my nails. So um welcome and welcome you guys. So my lessons led to my glory. Now, specifically, there were just like you in your life, certain people, right, in your existence that are strategically placed there, right, for you to reach your ultimate peak, if you will, okay, of spiritual ascension. They're people there for that. And a lot of times these situations you go through, they could be trauma bonds, karmic people, family. Y'all know I be my throat chakra. Um, oh, what I was saying, uh, karmic family members, romantic people, your children, right, are set up strategically so you can learn certain things that you wouldn't be able to learn, or maybe it would take you longer, or the lessons would be different if the characters were set up different, if the players, okay? So, what I came to understand at a certain point is that, well, actually, it was this way. It was already going to be done, but I accepted it. That I had to allow situations, people, relationships to teach me, no matter how painful it was, no matter how hard it was, no matter how irritating and frustrating it was. And once I did that, once I accepted that, I'm going to let these situations teach me so I can reach, because my intentions have been for a very long time for me to be my best, to be the best version of myself. And it started off because, for those who don't know, I used to be like 297 pounds. Okay? So it started with me years ago wanting to lose weight, okay? Because I was fat. I was fat, I was unhealthy, and I was unhappy, you know? And because of that, I dealt with things, situations, whatever, differently. So, anywho, it started with me wanting to be different. I just wanted to change that part of me. I don't want to be fat no more. I want to lose weight. Bam. Okay. So I set that intention. Things started happening. Okay. The weight. I knew that was going to happen. I hope you guys can still hear and see me. I'm gonna have to have the phone like this because, yeah, because it's charging. Um, so the weight eventually started really drastically dropping off, right? Because I didn't set no intention about how I wanted to lose the weight. I did go to the gym. I began to be more conscious of how I was eating and things like that. But ultimately, that weight dropped. About 5 years ago, boom, bam, that weight dropped off, right? So that was one part of me. I wanted to transform myself physically. I didn't want to be heavy anymore. I wanted to feel comfortable in my clothes. I wanted to wear certain things, things like that. So that, right? And then moving into being more mentally healthy. Now, let me just say this. I had started seeing somebody, a therapist about 12 years ago, but I didn't stick with it. But I already had it in my head years ago. I'm making a point years ago that I wanted to be healthier. Oh, hold on a second, guys. I wanted to be healthier. And by the way, I'm doing my nails. I'm doing this. So I started taking steps to being healthier, right? Being more conscious of my thoughts, replacing the bad, negative things with positive things, stuff like that, if that makes sense. That's what I became conscious of, right? And this is before me really shifting. That part was before I really shifted into consciousness, spiritual consciousness, whatever, you know? Um, so it started with the physical and the mental part, right? The next thing was coupled together was the spiritual and emotional, because as I began to heal more and more and more and become my true self, my emotions naturally began to heal because I was so aware. Being spiritually conscious makes you aware of everything. You're almost like super, I don't know, like hypersensitive to everything that's going on with you. So I was aware of certain things within myself, right? So, like, yeah, um, do not give this situation that kind of power. Don't breathe life into this anymore. When you've been in connections with people, you've given and given and given and given, and there's nothing that you can give anymore to a particular situation because whatever you're saying, whatever you're doing is falling on deaf ears, deaf heart. People's heart can be cold. So that part, the emotional and spiritual part, okay, became more clear. So that's what I've been tuning in with more and more and more. And all these people, like I said, that have been strategically placed in my life for me to become who I am now. Okay. Even if you go back on some of my older videos when I started making videos some years back, you will see the growth in me. It's a natural order of things that happen with oneself, when you allow it, when you don't fight it, when you don't resist and you just surrender. Okay? So I'm saying this to whoever needs this. If there are things you have to pass, because this is also, let me say this. I don't really hear a lot, I don't watch a lot of videos as far as readings and stuff anymore. I don't watch it, especially on YouTube. I don't think I watch any. Um, but there were one time when, there was when people were really getting into and understanding um, the meaning and whatever it was of surrounding twin flames. And the people, the men that I were, what it was, well, one particular man in my life, um, I kept going back towards, right? Until I thought, I really strongly believe that this person because this person had spiritual gifts just like me. My ex, she was spiritually inclined like myself, but he had went into his own, um, on his own journey slightly before my, ooh, okay, sorry, yeah. Um, so yeah, I kept going back to where I thought he was doing some type of black magic on me because I kept going back to him. What it was that I needed to learn. Now, granted, let me keep it all the way funky. Okay, he has since transitioned. He did play around when it came to me, but it wasn't every single time. A lot of it was just me needing to complete whatever I needed to complete. to complete the lessons, to get the to clear understanding, whatever it was from him, because he was a big player in this stage play, which is over here in this dimension. For a long time, I dealt with him for lifetimes. Okay, so I came to a point where I let that situation teach me, where I let that situation become crystal clear as to why I had to deal with this individual, coupled in with someone else, okay, and other men that I had been, you know, involved with. So it's very important that you allow people, because this is what I tell people, especially when I was doing readings. Okay, I don't do readings like that no more. It's okay too. I do readings, but not like, when I was really doing readings. But this is what I tell, even with people with conversation, just having regular old conversation. You meet a person. Give an example. You're a woman. You meet a person. Ooh, my back. And you're attracted to this person. You guys, this person is spiritual. You're spiritual. You guys just have a lot in common. You seem in sync. Okay. I have literally told people, and myself included, that you are not supposed to consummate every situation with someone who you are physically attracted to. Because more often than not, especially if you're on the other side, you know, you're supposed to be learning, okay? Taking notes. You're like, take it for example, like I'm going to school to get my master's. That ain't no easy trick, okay? It's going to take some time. It's going to take a whole lot of effort, patience, and a whole lot of other stuff, okay? So that particular person coming into your life at that, well, not say coming into your life because it's a soulmate, you probably known them some other time, but they're coming to you, you're going to them for a very specific thing, okay? Every situation, there were so many men, I ain't gonna lie, that I romanticized, that I pictured us being together. I married my ex when we weren't supposed to get married. That's technically, in my opinion, we were supposed to. Like he told me, I learned from him. Karmics, I learned. You're supposed to experience people because for years, I wanted him so bad. I wanted him and I fought hard. I chased him. I lowered myself. My self-worth wasn't there. I didn't value it was a lot, I was deficient, internally deficient. So yeah, yeah. But he told me that, we're supposed to experience people because he had the opposite energy. He was a free bird. He was a Pisces. He was a free bird. And, so eventually the tables did turn where I became more into my natural free spirited energy, which, that's where I was meant to go. And he wanted to work it out, for whatever his reason it was. Right? But nevertheless, I'm rambling. You allow people to teach you. You allow people to teach you, okay? You don't lock in with people, even when it comes, not just romantic people, even when it comes to friendships and coworkers and shit like that. No, you don't do that. You meet somebody, say you meet somebody on this path, and you guys like, oh, this is my soul. This is somebody part of my soul team. That doesn't mean that this person's supposed to travel with you and build with you and do everything with you. You guys can have a very loving, pure, authentic connection, but that's probably where the buck stops. When you learn from each other, you love from, a healthy distance, and you allow it to be what it's going to be. And what will aid you in that is, first of all, you already know what I'm going to say, doing some root chakra work, allowing, because your unbalanced root will have you feeling that you need to hold on to people, control people, keep people around. And that's not what it is. That is not spiritual, my love bugs. You have to appreciate people where they are, love them, and that's it. You do this. You don't hold on to people. Even if, okay, let's even say this. because I know a lot of you guys have heard this. When people want to leave out of your life, I don't give a damn who it is. Let them go. It's not just something that people say, it is something you need to practice because it allows you to have, first off, peace, okay? And to know who you truly are. Because what is it in you that's off that wants to hold on to someone so tightly, be codependent? You know it's unhealthy, you know it's toxic. What is it in you that makes you want to do that? You see? So you got to go in and you got to do that shadow work. I have been, and I've shared this with you guys so many times, always for years, into hermit mode so I could do the necessary work on myself because I cannot do it when I'm around the work, the type of shadow work and the type of stuff you got to do. You can't do it with a lot of people around you like that. You can't do it if you are trying to smother a man or smother a woman and trying to have sex just to have sex, just because it's physically pleasurable for you. Sex, first of all, is a spiritual act, okay? You are not just connecting your flesh with one another. Think about the whole process of like heterosexual sex. Think about how it go down, you know? That is the most intimate that's why it's called intimacy. Because think about it. So you can't play around with it. You are also connecting soul to soul, spirit to spirit, heart to heart, sacral to sacral, third eye to third eye. Let's keep it all the way funky. It's a lot that goes in with sex. I have been celibate. It'll be in November this year, it'll be 4 years. Okay? Once I understood. I got it. You ain't got to remind me no more, spirit. You ain't got to remind me no more, higher self. I get it. It was one situation that led that it was a soulmate of mine. And I began to love this person. I had known them for many years. And they kept coming back to my life. Because I damn sure wasn't in tune when I first met this person. I didn't know what was going on. I just know this individual kept coming back. And a lot of men that I dealt with did that for a while. I dealt with them, we leave, and then they kept coming back for a long time. Remember, I was deficient. Y'all. Okay? I was deficient. So I kept allowing this to happen because I, of course, was getting something out of it. I got a friend. I liked having male friends. I liked it. Honestly, even though I had more female friends, I liked having male friends better. I liked it. It was fun. I like men. I appreciate men. You know, I'm being very honest, which I always am, but I'm just telling y'all the truth. So I allowed these situations. They keep coming back, not knowing, of course, being completely oblivious to the fact that I'm supposed to be learning from these people. I'm supposed to be paying some karmic debt back, and I'm their karma too. I'm their karma because I'm different, and that's why a lot of men were drawn to me. I've heard them tell me, on top of saying I love you, that they told me that they were like, I'm different. You know, so yeah. So it was like, oh, okay. One day I had this epiphany. All these men I dealt with over my time I was a young woman, you know, really, really young, to at a certain age, okay, they all served a really divine purpose. These were like I dealt with randoms, but I'm being very specific. With certain ones, they served certain purposes, you know, and it just became like, oh my God, like a major, oh, Indigo, how did you miss this? I didn't know, you know, I didn't know, but allowing all these people in it drew me to an energy specifically with one person because I had this hope that maybe one day me and this individual would be together and be married. And I told them this before, and I think that they believed it a little bit. Maybe a little bit, I don't know, but I believed it. I tell you that, I speak for myself. I believed that me and this person was, because since I'm 40, I'll be 44 this year, you know? And this is somebody I met in my early 20s. I'm talking about like 23, 24, okay? So we talking about 20 years, okay? Why would you keep coming back into my life? If it's just for sex, I mean, you can get that from anybody. You know, it's just because you like my personality. It's people that got person. You know what I'm saying? So it's love, and it is for sure. It was love, but it was supposed to be. It's deeper than deeper because he taught me, and he didn't even know it. He taught me without even knowing he was teaching me, and I'm sure I did the same. I know I did the same thing for him. You know what I mean? So it's allowing. You need to allow, like, yeah, and never get mad. Don't let yourself get bitter when you think about these past people who might have took advantage of you, hurt you, abused you, really fucked you over. Unless it's something that's like. But when I'm talking about the natural thing of like relationships and things like that, don't get mad. Don't, because it all serves a divine purpose. Like it says in the title, my lessons led me to here who I am. This is the real mother deal. You see what I'm saying? Not in a cocky way, in a confident way. I know who I am. I never knew who I was back then. I kind of had a little bit of an idea, but not like that, baby. I knew I was loving. I knew I was open. I know that people liked me. It was something that people liked about me because I attracted so many people. I do. But I wasn't quite sure what the assignment was. And then I started saying this about 7 years ago, maybe about 7 years ago. I started really being very intentional and just saying, what am I here for? I was having conversations with people I was close with at the time. And I was like, I just want to know, like, what am I here for? What is my purpose? I know I'm here for a reason. And that's basically what started my spiritual journey, which, in my opinion, I already had kind of started the year before because some things that had transpired in my life. Because your ascension process, there's going to be very tragic moments in your life. That 2016, I had to move. Bam. Didn't really have nowhere to live with my kids. I lost my baby. I was 5 months pregnant. My grandmother passed away. She was one of the closest people to me. The person who I was married to, I found out that I found out what I needed to find out. And I fell out with my sister. All in 1 year. All in 1 year. And I was in 2016. So, and when me and my sister fell out, it was disgustingly ugly. So I'm not just talking about no regular father. I'm talking about like, yeah. When I get into it with people, I would go really raw, and it just was really ugly. Yeah. So for some year, and then like I said, 2017 is when I started. What am I here for? What am I here for? I just was really, and then like a series of events, because once you put that out there, it's energy. So it's just like I had another soulmate that we came across each other, and the reason why I know to tell people not to consummate every person that you're attracted to, whether it feels really like you feel really called to do it like a soulmate, is because I had to learn from that particular situation. I met this person, let me see, in 2018, and we met online, and then we met up like I don't remember if it was a week after we met online, and we was really attracted to each other. Now the funny thing is, when I met him, he looked so familiar. Like, damn, I know you. You know, um, he looked so familiar. And we talked for a while. Um, we talked for a while. He had lost, interestingly enough, he lost the mother of his children. He was a single father. Um, but he was toxic, and I was toxic still. Um, but we planned something, and I'm being real honest because I'm grown and I don't give a damn. We planned something where we was gonna have this getaway type of thing going, and we were gonna go get a real nice hotel. And I was not feeling it for it. Like something in me was like, don't do it. But you know how that's when I didn't listen to my higher self. My higher self would tell me stuff and I just wouldn't listen. I didn't. And I got myself together. He picked me up. we had a cool time, but it just was off. And I don't want to, I don't want to go into detail, like, on YouTube, because I don't know how that's going to go. But it just was really, 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 really off. And I had never in my life, in a sexual experience, had an experience like that, ever. You know, wait a minute, let me think. Well, similar. I had one of, but that was when I was in my early 20s. But neither here nor there. I learned from that particular situation that everything is not about carnal satisfaction, because this before I had the epiphany of the real understanding of what sex was. Okay. And I learned it through the catalyst was an experience with my ex. So through all that, my story time, it led me to understand of how I need to position myself to learn from these people that are divinely set up in my life. Okay? So I'm gonna go now, you guys, because I'm supposed to be doing my nails while I'm on here. I only did one hand. I love you guys. If you ever have questions, concerns, you guys can always contact me. My email address and my link tree will be down below. I love you.